I'm like, I've got Paris, I've got a couple, I've got a house, and I'm like, these are all from my past. These don't match my life right now. I was having this, it was like I've already lived this whole beautiful life.
Yeah.
And it was on my vision board. I'm like, wait a second.
Whoa, you may as well title your vision board Keeping Up with the Joneses. You're picking all the things that people think they're supposed to pick instead of what you want to pick.
But I've had that life.
Yeah, and you've had it. Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, but now I'm not, this is different. Now I'm older, I'm different. All your cells shed within a year. Like, you're not even the same person anymore. And I was like, so what do I like? Like, you found your thing, and I found my thing, using my voice, and started doing my own mindset activations just for myself. And then I decided to, put myself out there. I'm not shy. And I was like, okay, I'll just record until I get used to this. I already knew how to do Canva. I do marketing and social media for all these other companies, and I'm promoting everybody else except me.
Right. But the setting the goals is important. The vision board, writing it down. Write down a plan. It doesn't have to be a perfect plan, but there's something about when you put a picture on yes, it solidifies. When you put a picture on a vision board, maybe the goal is for me to get another motorcycle someday. But you know what? I shouldn't say that because it's not actually a really important goal to me. My goal is for success in my nonprofit. Karen and I with our nonprofit. My goal is for success for that. So I want to. Have my nonprofit logo next to a $sign, next to smiling people. That's success, or something like that. The reason it's important to put it down is because if we keep it in our heads, it's not real. You become like the person who's trying to quit smoking, but you don't tell anybody you're trying to quit. Yeah. Why? Because then if I fail, I don't ever have to face that failure in front of anybody. I could pretend it never happened and nobody would ever know. But if we actually write a goal down, we put it out there, it solidifies it and it says, I now have a commitment to that goal. It makes it more real. Would you agree with that?
I would totally agree. I can one-up this. I really took it to another level. So as you know, I am getting ready to publish my first book, and I'm super psyched. 311.
Yes.
311, the Universal Soul Reset. It's all about the World Health Organization declared the pandemic on 311, which is my birthday, and the significance of the new numbers in 311, and also how the world is in a collective mental health existential crisis right now, and a lot of us are still kind of asleep. Or you have people like Scott and I who are totally awake and creating and doing beautiful things out there and trying to get this word out there about taking care of your mindset. So last night I went to meet my friend Brooke. We were going to discuss the nonprofit charity that we're working on. So I took my book cover, I printed it out in color, and then I put in my whole book draft into a binder. So on the cover, it looks like I actually have a book, or it says bestseller. And I carry around the book. And we went out to dinner, and I had her look it over. I took a picture of her holding my book, just like when I'm holding pictures of my friends. I had her do it. So now I have it out in the field. That's going to happen. I'm going to see people all over the world reading in a coffee, or in, wherever they are in the park, and they're going to be holding up my book.
And that book is that goal of the book is more authentic to you than the house and all the other things.
Yes.
We have to make sure, is it in alignment with who you are?
Right.
Or who you even want to be. Maybe it's not completely who you are, but maybe it is who you want to be. Make sure it's in alignment.
So the book is writing itself, and it came to me, and it was born to me I want to say right around 2020, though I didn't know it. And I needed a way to get the words out because I wasn't speaking anymore. I was so silent. Me, a little extroverted me, was so silent for a few years there, and I needed a way to get this stuff out. But now the book is being written. I wrote the first chapter, and I have referenced Pastor Troy because he was part of my 2 existential crises that I had in 2007 and 2020. And he was part of that, and in a beautiful way. So has his whole family at Potential Church. They really helped my whole family heal, and my sons, and I can't thank you enough. And so I just wanted a way to get the word out there and have thought leaders contribute 1,500 words or less by October 1st, their 311 moment and how they're doing now, what they're doing now. Some people's relationships got better, some went sideways. I got divorced. Some people bought new homes. Some people lost their homes.
Yeah.
So all these things happened to us 2020, and we still have not, we acted like it's never happened, but now we're in a collective post-traumatic stress disorder together. And people still aren't talking about, because even though if you didn't physically have somebody that was affected by, say, COVID and died from it. I had 2 family members that died indirectly from COVID recently, uncles last year. And you had some people that died by suicide from the isolation and the loneliness. And I was leaning towards that area. And I don't ever want anybody in this world to ever feel lonely. Even in a crowded room, I felt lonely and numb. Nothing made me feel better anymore, Scott. Even exercise, my natural dopamine, my only way to feel a little halfway human, didn't even touch it.
And that's the thing with mental health is it's not about the physical location, because you could put somebody who feels lonely in a crowded room. But if they have, if it's really like a clinical depression or a clinical problem, that room will not be effective, and it will not promote closeness or anything else, because the feeling of alone isn't coming from an outside source, it's coming from the inside source. Right. So that's got to change. I want to get back to so setting goals. You've got these goals and you're making moves on them. So that's number 1 out there. You want to change your life, set a goal. Set a goal. So you can't get to the end of your driveway and say, I don't know where I'm going, because how are you going to decide if you turn left or right? How are you going to decide? You got to know where you're going. Pick some goals and get them done. And don't be afraid to fail, by the way. Failing is a part of succeeding.
No,
it really is.
People are more afraid of how they're going to look when they fail. That's all.
Yes. Number 2, this is why number 2 is important. Number 1, set goal. Number 2, surround yourself with supportive people who want to see you succeed. If you are not surrounded by supportive people, you will, when you do fall off that bike because you don't know how to ride it yet, when you do have minor setbacks or failures, you will have people pulling you to give up. You got to be around people that say, hey, we all fall down. Let's get back up and keep going.
Like the Brian Andersons of the world.
Be people that, or be around people that believe in you. You know, when you have your proper tribe around you. You know, now we're tribe mates now and stuff, and we've got tribes people that celebrate my successes almost as much as I do. And I celebrate their successes almost as much as they do, because it means that much.
It does.
If you're around those kind of people, the energy is palpable. It's amazing.
It's great. But I can't be around in too big of crowds anymore. It's just too overwhelming. That's why when we were talking about concerts, like I just can't. Like even when I was out last night, I'm not used to going to these places on Los Angeles anymore. And all of a sudden, it's like people on top of you, and you're like trying to have a conversation. And
I get it.
You get it?
Yeah, I totally get it. Whereas I energize off a crowd. But what I don't like, but what I don't like is I don't like elbow to elbow.
Yeah,
I like a crowded room, but I don't like a room where I'm bumping into people.
Yeah,
because you can only say, excuse me, I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry. I got so bad at doing that.
Yeah.
I was actually in a store once and I bumped into a mannequin and I said, excuse me. Wait, it gets worse.
What?
It gets worse. I turned, realized it was a mannequin, not a real person, and then said, you're not real, I'm sorry. I apologize for saying excuse me to a mannequin. Anyway.
Gosh.
But being surrounded by people who want to see you do well. If you are surrounded by people who do not want to see you do well, why are you choosing these people? Why? Why do you want these? You know what I will tell you? One of the reasons that we put so many negative people in our lives is because that's our easy out.
Yeah.
Because they will tell us exactly what we want to hear, so we'll quit.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it done. Well, that's what I'm telling myself. And if you're going to tell me that too, then I get to quit. We want to be around people to say, don't give up.
I love my partner. She's so awesome. We are each other's biggest fan. She gets me pumped up in the morning.
Well, I hear things like
she tells me good thoughts.
You and your sister support each other, and that's important.
Yes, we do, for sure. And then I have women colleagues that I'm so proud to say